Welcome in the arena. I'm Allyson Klein, and today I am really excited because Lisa Spelman, CEO of Cornelis Networks, is back in studio with us to talk about CEO strategy and decision making in the AI era. Welcome back, Lisa.
Thank you, Allison. It's a pleasure to be here.
I know that folks have seen you on the show before, but for our new viewers, do you want to just introduce yourself and your role at Cornelis?
Sure. Yeah, happy to. I'm Lisa Spelman. I'm the CEO here at Cornelis Networks, and we are a company that is just completely driven towards solving the challenges that customers are facing in the efficiency of their AI and high performance computing solutions. So we're a network company. We deliver the backend network. Think of NICs, think of switches. We deliver the silicon, we deliver the system, we deliver the software on top of it. So, really, the end to end full stack solution for our customers. And we believe we play an incredibly important role in improving, the efficiency and the performance and the sustainability of the AI compute that's happening around the world.
Now, I was really excited to talk to you about this topic because you and I talk offline sometimes, and I know that you are absolutely a lead practitioner of redefining corporate strategy with AI. But provide some context first. Cornelis Networks is competing against entrenched networking giants with massive R&D budgets. What is your thesis for why a more focused company can win in this environment and how?
You know, it's a great topic, and it's something I've thought a lot about as I've reflected on hitting my 1 year at Cornelis. So before I was at Cornelis, I spent a lot of time at a very large semiconductor company, and now I'm at a much smaller but growing company. One of the things that I have absolutely learned in this last, year plus is more isn't always more. And there's just like no more simple way to say that. Constraints open up creativity and they dial in focus. And I feel like I now have very real world implications of this and very real experience with it in this leadership position at Cornelis. So the focus that you can have in a small company allows you to not have resources that wander, meaning it's not that they're, doing bad work or not focused on good things, but they're not staying honed in on what is the most important thing for your company to solve your customers' problem. So I looked at what we do and what we have built. Again, I told you, we deliver silicon, we deliver the board, we deliver the system, we deliver the software solution. We deliver this across a super NIC, we deliver a switch, and we actually deliver a full director class system that's a spine and leaf, one on each side for massive consolidation and efficiency. We've done all of that for the 400 gig network with about 220 people, and we're doing it again for the 800 gig network right now with that same group. So it is incredible what you can do with a focused team and an aligned mission that is choosing amongst real constraints. So in many regards, it's not that we're not still hiring and not that we're not still growing, but I protect very carefully what our size is, what our resource is, and where we do add new team members because I know how much you can get done when you keep that focus.
Now, part of your journey is convincing customers to adopt to these new approaches for solving problems. How do you navigate that education and adoption challenge? And how do you balance being an evangelist while also running the operational aspects of your business?
Yeah, so it's an interesting position to be in, but and Cornell's is definitely in that space, but I don't think it's unique. There's a lot of companies and leaders that are going through this same situation where you've invented something new. So we know that we've delivered a performant technology. Like you said, it works, it it competes with, it outperforms entrenched and established technologies. And now it's our job to find our way, you know, into that deployment, into that system. So we've solved major challenges in the performance and efficiency of AI and HPC applications. So what we need is more exposure. So, in some ways, running the business and being the evangelist are both very related because they are what's needed to better run the business. So, we simply need more people to know that we exist. I love the data center space and the brilliant technical leaders and customers that we work with and that I've spent decades working with. But I also get a little bit of a chuckle about how most people that I know would claim marketing has no impact on them. And to that, I say false. I don't think it's true. It absolutely does. And first, it's awareness, then it's familiarity and comfort, and then it's inclusion in purchase decisions. So I know I'm describing a pretty basic funnel, but the interesting thing about deep tech, about the data center infrastructure space, about AI infrastructure, is that it's a unique group of very, very technical, savvy, brilliant inventors that just happen to think they're immune to all marketing. And so we welcome the opportunity to compete on our technical merit, but you don't go from, zero awareness to 60 or, 0 to 60 miles per hour without making sure you cross off some of those steps of familiarity and comfort with your solution. So I view my role in that as very actually tied into running the business. As a CEO, I will say you do master the skill of context switching. Um, you can have focus time. Like, don't get me wrong. There is focus time and there is like really, clear, dedicated, deep think work time. But you are going to be spending portions of your day and portions of your week that cover it all. So I will go and jump from a press interview into a meeting with our benefits provider. And so
Sure.
we just, lock down annual benefits for the team members, and those things, all happen in a day, and then you close out the day with a product sync on the latest, software roadmap and a vision discussion about the 2028 next generation product. So it's it's good. A lot of balance.
Um, there's a tension every CEO faces, which is one that I think will resonate with you, which is move too fast and you build for a market that doesn't exist yet, and move too slow and you're irrelevant. In AI infrastructure, the stakes feel even higher given the accelerated pace of innovation. How do you plan your product strategies and roadmaps when customers' needs are evolving so quickly?
Yeah, this is a good one. Now I'll say, while both are real, I have far more, sleepless nights or concern around the move too slow and you're irrelevant.
Hmm.
The, move too fast um, for a market that doesn't exist, you can create that market. And sometimes that's actually what you need to do. Now, again, no, it's not easy, but nothing is easy. It's not meant to be. So that's okay. But the move too slow and you're irrelevant. So you're right too that in AI infrastructure, the stakes are high and the pace is fast, the algorithms move fast, the demands move quickly. So you do have to find that blend of vision plus implementation. So one of the things that we work on, inside of Cornelis is having, we have a set product roadmap. Start with the vision, put the product roadmap behind it and in place. And then we spend an enormous amount of time out with the ecosystem and with our customers, validating and, refining what that roadmap is. The beauty of being a smaller company is that we have the optionality to make changes a little bit more quickly. So we don't have that same level of infrastructure around decision making across like a large company with competing focuses competing products for the same shared resources. We're pretty targeted in that, so we can take customer input, very quickly move on it between the leadership team and the technical expertise at the company, and have it flip turn into implementation. Having spent time, at larger companies, at a large semiconductor company before, I would say it's close to a 10x pace.
Wow. That's pretty
Honestly, I can think of examples of things that, are honestly 30-minute discussions inside of Cornelis that I could easily see taking 3+ months inside of a larger company.
that's amazing. I wanna go one click down into this because it's not just, data rates or, algorithm size, whatever you wanna talk about, that's defining this. It's also features and core capabilities that customers want. And, navigating a landscape that of what seemed impossible 18 months ago is now table stakes in a market today. How do you make bets on what capabilities and features to invest in within the company when this technology landscape seems to be shifting every quarter?
Okay, again, this is something that I think is existential at a startup and at a smaller company, because there's no buffer on it. Like, you
Mhm.
have to make your bets, and then you have to, drive for it. So yes, I talked about how we can be lean and efficient, and we can shift, but underneath all of that is a fundamental architecture that we've built. And so that's where you go into the quality of the vision and the technical team that you pull together. And I can't imagine doing what we do without the visionary leadership that we have from the founding team, and without our leadership from our chief technology officer. I mean, and this engineering team, these are brilliant minds that have dedicated their lives, their professional careers, towards obsessing over the movement of every single packet in the network in highly parallel applications. And so it's not just about taking in customer feedback. And maybe I glossed over that too quickly. Yes, you do need to take in customer feedback, but you need to be in front of them with an enlightened path towards the problems they're trying to solve. So you need to be showing them the way that you're thinking through it and gaining, their buy-in towards that. And the only way to do that is through your expertise, your demonstrated knowledge base of what the workloads are and what the demands are. So you're showing what you can deliver now, you're painting eyes towards the future, and having good conversations around what, are the compromises you want to take. It's interesting for us because our architecture is delivering across a variety of requirements that determine performance in highly parallel applications. So that's bandwidth, obviously, but also latency and collectives communications that overlap. It cuts into message rates, and usable bandwidth, how quickly you can get to half bandwidth, and then how quickly you can get to full bandwidth. So there's this series of I kind of like micro benchmarks, but I would say network proof points that deliver network performance in highly parallel applications. But interestingly, training for AI, inference for AI, and high performance computing all pull on those metrics a little bit differently.
Sure.
So where you see message rate being the dominant performance factor in certain HPC applications, and in inference, you see it as a significant contributing performance factor, and in training, less so. And so it's an interesting use of like a spider diagram, if you will, where you can look and see, okay, here is all the areas we have to deliver exceptional performance on, and then we work with application leaders to determine, which part they're going to pull from of the architecture to get their performance.
I wanna take a step back for a second because what you're talking about is a massive cultural and mindset shift for the way your technical teams work together, and then assuming all of your organization's functional elements work together. As the leader of the company, how do you guide towards comfort with these new approaches? And what is the process that you've seen over the first year of your leadership at Cornelis in this front?
Yeah, it's an interesting journey because we're guiding the company towards taking a proven, incredibly performant technology into market scale. And so it's that balance between um, deep excitement, enthusiasm about the technology, but then thinking about what is it that's going to make this ultimately customer adoptable and what do they need. Our company has heritage in the high performance computing world, and that has served us incredibly well. So, for being a startup and having the deployments that we've already done at the sizes that we've done, for having the customer relationships that we have, like we launched our product, and then within you know, a month and a half, we'd started shipping to our early ship customers. We have customers like the Department of Energy that have, given public information about the work that we've done with them. So it is a blessing for the company to have that heritage and that customer base, and then to be working with them and the broader customer base on the move towards AI. So that for us has been one of the cultural shifts across the company, prioritizing the AI workload benchmarks, engaging with customers differently. So, not just on their HPC infrastructure, but on their enterprise AI infrastructure as well. Realizing and working with them on where can that be shared infrastructure? Where do you need something unique? So we've gone through that cultural transformation on our customer side in the last
Mhm.
year, and then also inside, as we have, put ourselves in a position of being what I would call truly now an AI native company. So the utilization of AI tools is fundamental and foundational into everything we do. And it was something that, again, the leadership team, the founder team was incredibly engaged in, driven towards, supportive of, and was one of my early recognitions upon starting that there's no way to keep up with the pace of the market without taking advantage of accelerants like that. So just put it in motion, get people going, and drive forward. So we're undergoing growth as a company. We're literally increasing the number of employees that we have. We're hiring. Come find us. We're hiring. We're growing our customer base. So not only inside markets where we have lots of knowledge and familiarity, winning more deals there, but actually new markets. And then we're growing our skills and changing our skills to match and take advantage of modern tools, and all of this impacts our culture. So it is impacting who we hire, how we train people, where we make the big bets, like we're, talking about. And so I find it tremendously exciting. Like, there's just something, Allison, I will say, again, as I thought about and, over the last couple months, I've reflected on my year here about being at a place where every single day, every single person here knows that their work matters. So it
Right.
is driving towards a more compelling future for humanity. I mean, I believe that we have a chance to improve the way AI is delivered, used, and consumed. We have a way to help on the next greatest scientific discoveries. We have a chance to ease the human condition, and so many of our team members are the expert in their domain, and we're counting on them. Just like I know the team's, counting on me. And so I just take so much motivation out of being able to create an environment like that for our team members. So it's a lot of fun.
Lisa, I always learn something when we talk. Episode was no exception to that rule. I know that folks who are listening online are going to want to connect with you. If other leaders are listening and saying, "I need to transition my organization," to be that lead AI native organization and take advantage of these technologies and really look at it from a cultural perspective, where would you want to connect?
So for me personally, I'm always trying to engage in the conversation on LinkedIn, and of course, also at a lot of industry events. I was recently at the AI infrastructure event. We'll be at supercomputing this fall. We're kind of all over the place. I encourage everyone to find us at cornelisnetworks.com if you want to learn a little bit more about our technologies. Follow us on LinkedIn. Check out our content on our YouTube channel, and then also, look at we're growing. So if you're interested in this, sounds like fun, by all means, check out our jobs page as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the time today. It was great.
Thanks, Allison. Always fun to see you.